Welcome back to the epic Final Fantasy Let's Play. My name is Death Unites Us. Today we are going west for adventure and to hopefully find out what the hell we're supposed to be doing. I'm excited today. I had a really long weekend, really long day yesterday, pretty long morning this morning, and I'm ready to play some Final Fantasy. I got a new TV. The game looks worse now on the new TV. I think it's because it's slightly bigger and it's LED. And I think these old games look kind of crappy on LED. I was surprised to see how good they look on LCD. Like, I don't know why, but my old games looked fantastic on my old TV. But I can't use that TV anymore. It's basically broken, so I had to buy a new one. So I got a new TV, and I went kind of low-end-ish because I want to get like a freaking 4K curved amazing TV, but I don't have the money for that at the moment. So I bought a cheaper TV in hopes that I can start saving money towards a big TV, but that's after a ton of other things I need to buy, including my computer that I'm always talking about so I can start live streaming. So I went with like the cheapest option I could possibly get that was still as big as my old TV. So I like it. It looks really nice, but these older games, or at least this one, kind of look a little crappy on the new TV, but that's okay. Not a big deal. I'm also excited because I get to answer some questions. I asked in the last 2 episodes for you guys to leave me some questions, and you totally did, and I'm totally excited to answer some of them. I have them pulled up right here, and I'm gonna start running through them. I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy answering questions. I think it's a lot of fun. Maybe I just like talking about myself, I don't know, but I really enjoy doing it. So, once I figure out where the hell we're going, I mean, I really have no idea where I'm going. I was gonna head west because the one guy said that there was some town that was in trouble to the west, and I'm thinking maybe the Crystal Eye has something to do with saving that town or something. But that's all a complete guess, I really have no idea. So we might just be swimming around in our shark-infested boat for a while. Did we go down here yet? Have we been here? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Alright. Well, while we're fighting cobras, let's answer some questions. First question is from Jason Eastman. His question is, what is a question? That's a great question to start off on. Thank you, Jason, for leaving this fantastic question that will help us to cut down on some of the downtime, and because it's a deep question, it's going to take a long time to talk about. Yeah. Oh, I got poisoned. Is this the elf town? This is the elf town. I've already been here. This is the elf town. Son of a bitch. I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright. Next question. As soon as I get into a fight. Okay, next question. What is your favorite Final Fantasy other than 7? And what is your favorite RPG other than Final Fantasy? 2 fantastic questions. Thank you, Christopher Yates. Yates? Is that how you say that? Anyways. Okay, so Obviously, you watch some of my other videos because you know that Final Fantasy VII is my favorite Final Fantasy and also my favorite game of all time. So I'm glad you already know that. What is my Final Fantasy or favorite Final Fantasy other than 7? Usually I order them, and I haven't played them all, so like I said, this is kind of why I'm doing this series, because I haven't really had the chance to play them all. But out of the ones I've played, I would probably order them as 7 first, and this isn't like, I'm not saying these are the way they should be ordered, this is just ordered in the way of me liking them, my favorites. 7, 9... No, 7, 10, 9. What is this? Is this that port town again? Son of a bitch! I have no idea where I'm going. 7, 10, 9. 12. 8. 13? Yeah, I'd probably say that. Now, I've heard that 4 and 6 are both great games, and I played a lot of 4, if I remember correctly, and I really enjoyed it. And I've played some of 6, and I also really enjoyed it. But I haven't beaten them, so I don't really want to put them on the list yet until I have like an actual good interpretation of them. My guess is that it'll probably end up being more like 7, 10, 9, and then those ones might go in there like 4, 6 or 6, 4, and then 12, and then what'd I say, 8, and then 13. So that's probably my list of Final Fantasies in range of liking them. I am back at the first town again. Alright, maybe now we can get to somewhere we haven't been if I travel really far west. Wait, is that the same kind? Am I just like going around circles? I don't know, but I'm fighting a shark. So, that's that. I guess I could talk a little bit about why that's in that order. 7, I don't think I really need to talk about it anymore. I grew up with it. It's my favorite game. Doesn't mean it's the best, but I grew up with it, and it's my game. I love it. So that's why that's number 1. Number 2, I put Final Fantasy X there. I really like 10, and I liked like the sphere grid was okay. It was kind of cool. But I mostly like the work they put into. Why did that did like no damage? Maybe they're strong against fire because they're like water things. I don't know. I liked all the work they put into the backstory of that game. Like they had the Yevon and the Albed, and they had 2 different complete languages for those 2 different what do you want to call them, races or groups of people. I mean, whatever you want. That was weird. I parked like in a strange spot. My cat is trying to break in right now. I have a box keeping my cat out of the room, and he is trying to break in because he wants to be a part of the Final Fantasy Let's Play. So if you hear him in the background, that's what you're hearing. So anyways, they had languages for the Final Fantasies, right? Or for Final Fantasy X. I'm like rambling now because I'm trying to look over my shoulder at my cat. And look, now he's meowing. He wants in. I can't close the door to this room because his litter box is in the room next to this one. So I might just have to deal with him meowing, and I'm going to feel really bad because he's meowing and it's making me sad because he wants to be in here. Hopefully he walks away soon. So, anyways, Final Fantasy X, languages. Really cool, right? They spent all the time putting in figuring out the languages, and you can actually learn those languages, like their full language. Now, of course, Al Bhed is just kind of English, but the letters are mixed around. But they do have their own entire like dictionary of how to pronounce the words, because it's not just, you don't just pronounce them the way they look in English. It's like totally different. So that was cool, and they have like the Yevon characters. So it just, I don't know, it gets me more in the game when I feel like the game is its own universe, and it's not just Earth, but not Earth, like, you know what I mean, just some event that happened on Earth that none of us know, or just some event in the future, or some event in the past, or whatever. It just kind of gets me into the game, so that was one thing. Also, Yuna is my favorite video game character of all time. So, that's another reason I really like the game. I've also done a lot of challenge runs through the game, so I've played it a lot of times and kind of gone through it. I mean, some games, it's like, I feel like if I were to play them more, they'd be my favorite, because I would, like, if I played through 8, you know, a lot of times, maybe I'd get a better appreciation for the game. But since I've only beaten it, like, I don't even think I ever beat it. I, like, played it almost all the way through once, and then I played it when I was a kid, and I didn't really get it. So, you know, maybe I'd get a bigger appreciation for it if I played it more. But Final Fantasy X I've played a lot, so I've gotten a lot of appreciation for it, and I've gone over the story several times, and, you know, I understand the work they put into it. So I'm going around in circles. So, none of this is helping. This is not good. Apparently this world is a lot smaller than I thought. Like, I thought this would be, like, huge, but I think I've already been, like, most places, because, like, there's not much left. There's, like, nowhere for me to land, first of all. You guys hearing that in the background? My cat is going nuts. Like, Looney Tunes crazy, trying to get in here. Okay, and then what was the other one? What is your favorite RPG other than Final Fantasy? That's a good question. If we're talking like straight Seymour, calm your shit, man. We'll be here for like 2 hours. He's going nuts. He's going absolute crazy over there. Wow. I did not expect this. I figured if I put up a box, he wouldn't go so crazy, but he's just going absolute nuts. Trying to get in here. Just another thing I have to deal with today. Okay. Favorite RPG other than Final Fantasy. If we're talking like turn-based RPG, like just like Final Fantasy but not Final Fantasy, I might have to go with Legend of Legaia, which is a game that you play. I think a lot of people, well, no, it's not as well known of a game, first of all, and you would think that's because it's not as great. And you'd be right for kind of the first little bit of it, because it's hard to get into. Like, when you first start playing it, it's kind of different, and the story isn't that fantastic. But when you give it a chance and you play through a good amount of it, it actually gets really good, and it'll surprise you. Like, the story ends up being really good and really different. Just kind of, it's unique, and had way more depth than I thought it would have. I thought it would be some like rip-off RPG that just had like some basic story and some kind of gimmick, and then they just call it done. But it was done really well. So that's a great game. Also, Legend of Dragoon is really good, but I'm not as much of a big Legend of Dragoon player. My buddy is. That's like his favorite game ever. And I've heard, you know, it's a good game, so I have to kind of mention that one, but that's not really my favorite. What else is there? I don't know. I can't think of too many that I played as a kid, other than Final Fantasy. There were some, but they were all kind of hit or miss. But Legend of the Gaia was always one that was fun, and I always wanted to go back and play, and then I finally did, and it was awesome. So I would say that it's a good, not as well known game. So yeah, give it a shot if you find it. I think it shouldn't be too expensive to buy, I don't think, because it's not that well known. But who knows? Some people get away with murder with that kind of stuff. It's on PS1, by the way. Okay, Alec Toledo asks, what college did you go to? I went to Kent State University. I'm surprised you even know I went to college. I don't know if I really talk about college that often, but whatever. I went for computer science as a major, but then switched halfway through and changed my major to a interpersonal communication major. Which, if you don't know what interpersonal communication is, it's like one-on-one talk. Not like, it's not like being a psychologist or anything, but it's you specialize in communication as it appears between two individuals. And then I got a minor in computer science. And that was about it. I was there for 4 years. I hated it. Not that college was bad or anything, but it kind of sucked. I didn't enjoy it too much. I didn't learn much, to be honest. To be really brutally honest. Like, college, I grew up a lot in college. You know, I learned how to be, how to fend for myself, and I did learn some things, but in terms of, like, stuff I'm going to use in the real world, you know, I didn't learn much at all. I learned the basics of computer science, which I used to create my own business, creating websites for small businesses. That's what my day job is. My communication degree, I learned some cool stuff. Some of it I use, and a lot of it I don't. And a lot of it I knew before I even walked into the classroom. And, you know, it was a lot of sitting around waiting for the next class and listening to idiots, because a lot of people who go to college are not smart. I did not know that going to college. I thought going to college would be like, finally I get to leave the stupid people in high school and I get to learn with a bunch of other smart people. But no, a lot of really idiotic, stupid people go to college. And I don't know how they get there, and I don't know how they graduate, but they shouldn't be there because they're idiots. I mean, Jen was telling me when she had to take a class, a teaching math class, because she's a teacher, and basically it taught you how to teach low-grade math to students. Well, when you got to that class, they had to first make sure that you did actually know low-grade math. So they had to take tests about, like, fractions and, like, completely simple shit that you learn in, like, 3rd grade. And she said that, like, several students, not just one, several students in her class did not know how to do fractions. So it's a little disheartening knowing that it's right now it's like so much money to get into college, and we're not even really churning out intelligent people out of college half the time. Sometimes they're paying the money for getting the paperwork, and they're not really as smart as we would hope they would be. But hey, I got my paperwork. I don't even use it because I started my own business. So, but I wouldn't say it was a waste. I did learn things. I was lucky enough to have my parents help me with the college, to pay for college. My wife wasn't, so now she has student loans, and student loans are terrible. We're still paying them back. We're probably paying them back for a bajillion years. But, you know, it's a thing. People have to go through it. Some people more than others. I realize I probably didn't ever have to go because I started my own business. But I don't think I ever would have started my own business had I not gone to college, because I wouldn't have had the, I guess, the motivation to do it, you know? So, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in the same spot if I hadn't gone to college. Anyways, that was a big long rant about college, and all you asked me was what college did I go to. So let's go on to the next question. That is not a question. That's not a question. Hunter White asks, are you going back to open the chest you left in the castle of the Dark Elf boss? I have zero idea what you're talking about. I don't remember leaving a chest anywhere. But maybe I'm just a stupid. Is there anything around here? At least I'm like safe around here, you know? I can like walk around and adventure and I don't have to worry about dying. Because it's all low level shit. Aaron Kaliden. It's gotta be Kaliden, right? Anyways, they asked, what is your favorite summon from the Final Fantasy series? That is a great question. I don't think I've ever actually thought about that. My favorite summon. I always thought Quetzalcoatl in Final Fantasy VIII was kind of cool. Or however you say it. I always said Quetzalcoatl, but it's probably like Quetzalcoatl or Quetzalcoatl or something, who knows. But that summon was always cool. Carbuncle was always cute, and I liked him. Odin was cool. You know, Final Fantasy VIII had so many cool summons. Like, as much shit as Final Fantasy VIII gets, one cool thing about it was it had the really cool summons. It had like Jumbo Cactuar and like Master Tonberry and all the like the cool like gimmick summons, and then Odin that came out and killed everything. And then if you had Odin before you fought Cypher for the second time, I think he killed Odin, and you got the other what's his name? The guy with all the swords. What's his name? Damn, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll flash it on the screen. Anyways, so yeah, like that was one thing cool about Final Fantasy VIII. Man, who's my favorite though? Kajata was cool in Final Fantasy VII. You know, I might have to say Bahamut Zero in Final Fantasy VII. Might be my favorite summon. He was kind of useless. Like, he was good, but then once you get like Knights of the Round, then it's like, why would you even bother? But he was so cool because you had to go through all the steps to get him, and I remember trying to figure out what all the huge materia was for, and then I finally got it, and I got Bahamut Zero, and I was super stoked, and I was like, oh my god, I got a new Bahamut, he's gonna be awesome. And then I summoned him, and he was like, far exceeded my expectations of coolness. Like, I thought it would just be like another cool dragon, but no, it's a damn like transformer robotic dragon in space that shoots a motherfucking giant ass beam down and fucks everyone up. Like, that shit was awesome. Like, that was one of the coolest damn things I'd ever seen. So, I might have to say Bahamut Zero. There's a ton though. There's a ton of good summons. I mean, and like the Final Fantasy X summons were cool too, because they kind of had like a, you could tell they kind of had like a personality, sorta, like Veil 4, and even like Shiva. Is this? This is the damn port town again. Oh my god. I don't know where I'm going. So yeah, that's a ton. I could probably talk about summons all day. You know what summons I didn't like? Final Fantasy 12. Those summons were stupid. I mean, some of them looked cool, but they were stupid. Was it 12? Am I thinking of 12? No, 13. 13, I think. That's what I mean. Anyways, no, the 12 ones were dumb too. 12 and 13 were both dumb. Like, what the hell was, like, Shiva being like a damn motorcycle where her face goes, like, in Snow's crotch? Like, what? Whose idea was that? Anyways, alright, let's see here. Hunter White asked me another question. What are your social media names? I don't know why you're asking that. It's a strange question. But they're all in the description of all the videos, so just read the description. We have Twitter that we don't really use, but updates with all the videos we upload. We have our website. We have what else do we have? All sorts of shit. We have a store. We have a YouTube. Have you seen it? It's cool. We have a lot of stuff. Check it out. The only thing we don't really have is a Facebook. I'm kind of anti-Facebook, but I've thought about getting a fan page just because, but haven't yet, and don't really care to, but maybe I will someday.